Bushcraft 101, A Field Guide to the Art of Wilderness Survival, page 44. For cutting saplings with your belt knife, if an axe or saw is unavailable, you can complete the cuts using one of two methods. 1. For small items such as feather sticks, grip the knife with your fist. Place your fist on a solid surface or anvil and slowly draw the material toward you. By controlling the material's angle, you can create very fine shavings of material. 2. If power is needed and when you want to cut a sapling, use this method. Stand over the desired material. Make sure it is anchored to an anvil, or in the case of a sapling, make sure it is secured securely in the ground. Using your upper body weight, push straight down into the material by moving your arm at the elbow only, with your body weight centered over the top. Cutting a sapling with a knife. Cutting down saplings with a knife should be a last resort. Something you should do because you do not have an axe or saw, or because you cannot find dead wood to accommodate the needed task. To cut a sapling, you need to place stress on the tree by bending it over and using multiple shear cuts to beaver chew through it. Bushcraft tip. A beaver chew technique employs multiple cuts around the circumference of a stick to weaken it toward the center. It's similar to how a beaver cuts down a tree, only you're using your knife instead of your teeth. As long as you're using a good sharp knife, the process is pretty easy, but you must take care. Cut the tree as low to the ground as possible to avoid having the stump spring up and hit you. A larger stump can also be a trip hazard in the night. To top a sapling for use in shelter building or thatching, that is page 45. The smaller branches toward the top. Bend the top of the tree down and around, creating a C, and stand on top of the tree. While controlling the trunk under the arm, use the same shear cut and beaver chew technique to top the tree. Bark removal. Bark removal is necessary for most projects, but is especially important when processing inner bark materials for tinder materials. To remove bark, anchor the material on a good anvil and use the back of your knife in shearing fashion. To make finer shavings of inner barks, fat wood, and funguses, or to create fuzzy materials for tinder, you can use the same technique with adjusted pressure and angle. Bushcraft tip. Your knife's edge is a resource, and all resources should be conserved. You never know when emergency could strike and prevent you from getting home when you planned. Another good reason to have a sharp 90-degree spine on your knife is for ease of bark removal and tinder processing using barks or fat wood. Feather sticks. Feather sticks can be used as a tinder source for your initial fire lay. They help establish a fire faster. Create them using softer woods, which are more combustible because they're less dense. Feathered sticks increase the surface area with which heat comes in contact, making it more likely the fuel will ignite. Shear cuts on an anvil or knee lever are both good techniques for making feather sticks. On larger branches or softer woods, you may need to stand upright when creating the feathers. All feathers should be created on the same plane as the wood. After creating a feather stick, you can further reduce the shaving size, making it about matchstick size. These will work the best.